how do you interpret Revelation 21 and 22 and the new heavens and new earth in light of Isaiah 65 verses 17 and following?
It's a great question.
Is there, and this will put it to a point, is there death in the new heavens and new earth? How do we reconcile what Isaiah says about sinners dying at 100? Yeah,
infants dying at 100.
Right. Yeah. Excuse me.
Well, I know what Ryan thinks about this.
No. I'm just asking the question, brothers. I'm just asking the question.
Jeff, what do you think? I just to lay all my cards on the table. This, in my opinion, Isaiah 65 is the new heavens and the new earth. It is the final eschatological state. It is not a 1,000-year earthly millennial period. That's my position. I believe this is a poetic idiom, a metaphor, to explain using the terms of earthly existence to explain how much greater the heavenly realm will be. So I do not think there is death in the new heavens and the new earth, certainly not human death. And I'm suspicious that there would be animal death either. But what do you think?
I agree with your answer. I think it's you have to take into consideration the prophetic medium, right? The prophetic medium, which is to refer to eschatological blessing, consummate eschatological blessings, but using language that is based in sub-eschatological, post-fall, sub-eschatological realities. So that Isaiah uses the language of someone not dying until they're 100, pointing to eternal life. So you would that's the question that's the nub of the issue, I think, is the fact that it's the illustration or the analogy is used of describing a Model T Ford in the language of horses. Sure. Right. And so how would you do that? Say you're not allowed to use literal language of a Model T Ford. How would you use it with the language of horses? Well, horsepower would be one answer, right? But I mean that's that's kind of what we're getting at.
Sure.
So I mean, if you have to understand that there's got to be flexibility in the use of language.
There's also examples of every person having his own fig tree. Now,
right? Is that literal?
I think that's true, but is it true in the literal sense? I don't necessarily think so. It could be. I have no problem with that. I'll farm figs for the rest of existence. But I think the point of that is not so much that telling us what our occupation and specific activity is in the new heavens and the new earth, so as much to say that we will have abundance and all of us will have everything in abundance and not have any lack, and no one's going to steal our crops, as we find in all the biblical passages about the curses. What we have in Isaiah 65, if I'm not mistaken, are direct reversals of the curses described in Deuteronomy 28 or so. And so it's keyed into the Israelite ear that, this is the land and the realm in which everything that has been cursed in this world is now flipped on its head, and it's the opposite. Death as a result of the fall, the curse. What do we have here? The infant will live to 100, meaning, life abundant for all. Ultimately, eschatological life, et cetera, on down the line. So, I think that we need to read things in a fuller sense, which doesn't make it less true, but not woodenly literal. Jesus said he's the door of the sheep, but Jesus doesn't have hinges and not made out of wood. I mean, I don't mean to joke and make light of the issue, but we all recognize at some point that the author could be saying something true, and the correct understanding and interpretation of something is not the literal wooden literal translation interpretation.